In this podcast summary between Lex Fridman and Mark Zuckerberg, they discuss the innovative and immersive technology of abode inside the metaverse. They communicate as 3D, photorealistic Kodak avatars that captured the nuanced facial expressions of humans, contributing to enhanced emotional connectivity. The technology was described as a potential future medium for human connection on the internet. In the simulated environment, both Zuckerberg and Fridman marveled at the striking realism afforded by this technology, underscoring that it felt like they were in the same room, despite being states apart. The technology uses a complex procedure involving extensive scanning of each individual to produce these photorealistic avatars. To form these avatars, Meta's research project, named Kodak Avatars, scans individuals in various expressions and builds a computer model of each person's face and body. The scanner then collapses these models into a codec, which, when paired with a headset, can view and expressively mimic the individual's face. This approach allows not just photorealistic images, but is also more bandwidth efficient than transmitting a full video or a 3D immersive video. Noting the importance of nonverbal communication, Fridman observed that the realistic and detailed human-like features of the avatars make the virtual interaction immersive. He further emphasized how certain flaws like wrinkles and differences in color make the experience even more realistic. Zuckerberg shared the vision of making this technology more accessible by simplifying the scanning process and shifting it to cell phones, which could take just a few minutes. He elaborated that streamlining and extrapolating information from scans is a future goal. While recognizing the progress made in developing these avatars, he acknowledged the need for personalization based on individuals' unique emotive extents. Fridman and Zuckerberg also identified the potential transformative impact of the technology on various sectors, such as business meetings and gaming. It was hinted that the rollout of this technology would be progressive, integrating it into different applications and opening up new avenues of communication that transcend distance barriers. The next phase of the conversation dives into the limitless possibilities this technology is set to unlock in the years to come, bridging the gap between the physical and the digital worlds. The tech isn't confined to avatars. Integrated within Zuckerberg's metaphysical vision is the imposition of digital objects into a physical setting, real-time hand recognition, and no latency tracking of the surrounding physical reality. Fridman expressed his wonder at the swift progress of hand recognition technology. Touching on a piano demo experience by Meta, Fridman marveled at the system's ability to track and translate hand movements onto a virtual piano keyboard with zero latency and with no need for physical controllers. Impressively, this quality extends to the surrounding environment and to all people within reach. Zuckerberg pointed out that this integration of digital and physical realities is meticulously connected to the Kodak avatar, which will allow people to create ultra-realistic versions of themselves within this mixed reality. Discussing potential applications of the technology, Zuckerberg touched on the idea of forthcoming glasses that function as a see-through window into the digital world, superimposing holograms onto the wearer's physical surroundings. By the end of the decade, he imagines a world teeming with holograms, where the real world is a seamless, visually coherent blend of the physical and the digital, interweaved through technology. Zuckerberg illustrates this integration of realities by envisioning a space where screens, media, books, art, and even games could exist as effective holograms instead of physical objects. The future of VR technology, according to Zuckerberg, is not about replacing the physical world, but cohesively unifying it with the digital one. Zuckerberg underscores the pivotal role of the physical semblance as corresponding to the fundamental human experience. The focus is on a notable leap beyond merely accessing the digital world through screens and moving into an immersive embodiment of both domains. Zuckerberg's vision for the metaverse isn't just about creating a space that blurs real and unreal, but a space that could be defined as the real world in its purest form. The following portion of Lex Fridman's podcast conversation with Mark Zuckerberg delves into photorealistic avatars and sparking the technological revolution of bridging the digital and physical worlds. Zuckerberg continues to envision an environment filled with screens, media, books, art, and games all being functional through mixed reality interfaces. He elaborates on future application possibilities such as glasses that effectively transpose holograms onto physical surroundings. In Zuckerberg's perspective, physical reality won't be replaced, but fused seamlessly with the digital world to enhance human experience in both spheres. Throughout the episode, they discuss hand recognition technology, highlighted by a piano demo without any physical controllers and zero latency. Zuckerberg envisions forthcoming glasses that effectively project holograms onto the physical world around us. By the end of the decade, he imagines, the real world will be a visually coherent fusion of the physical and digital, interwoven through technology. They even touch on the aspect of embodying AI entities within this digital-physical world blend. Zuckerberg entertains the idea of future meetings with AI entities that participate as realistic avatars, contributing to the work process. Beyond practical applications, this discussion ignites a philosophical discourse on identity, perception, and acceptance of technology. Zuckerberg also speculates on the nature of identity in the digital world, the fluctuation between our physical bodies and digital avatars, and the complexities of defining ourselves against these multiple representations. How we perceive ourselves and others through these dual realities promises intriguing challenges and revelations, according to Zuckerberg. The conversation turns inquisitive about posthumous digital presence, interacting with loved ones who've passed away in the metaverse, which brings up numerous ethical, psychological, and sociological questions. Lastly, the podcast discusses the concept of AI-powered versions of individuals in the metaverse. Zuckerberg suggests that this could help satisfy people's desire to interact with others more extensively, overcoming the constraints of time and physical presence. This particular aspect opens multiple avenues for understanding how digital and physical realities may coexist and complement one another, pointing to the potential capabilities of AI in this blended world. Mark Zuckerberg journeyed into his vision of creating multiple artificial intelligence AI personalities that users can communicate with in the metaverse on Lex Fridman's podcast. He doesn't believe in having only one big AI superintelligence. Rather, he wishes to equip every person to accomplish their personal and professional purposes effectively. Users could interact with a variety of AI entities depending on their specific need or purpose. Some potential roles of these AI personas could be assistant-oriented, for instance, Meta AI, a more neutral and factual assistant, or business-oriented assistants that can manage communications for small businesses, making interactions with businesses more streamlined and less time-consuming for both parties involved. In a more entertaining twist, there could also be AI entities designed solely for fun. These could be permitted into group chats to make them more interesting depending on the group's interests: sports, fashion, trivia, video games, and so forth. The potential growth of these AI personas within the realm of video games also heralds an evolution of NPCs, making the gaming experience more immersive. Zuckerberg also touched on the ongoing work of developing existing characters and alluded to the introduction of AI versions of real creators. This poses several challenges, such as ensuring the AI doesn't say things the creator wouldn't endorse and establishing a balance for it to represent things as they would. A fascinating possibility discussed was how these advancements could enable users to have a conversation with themselves and potentially equip in the metaverse AI personas of creators to communicate interactively with their fans or followers. This interaction between people and their AI personas propels us into a realm where the blending of real and digital realities could redefine public expectations, the concept of convenience, and also challenges our understanding of our own identities. Zuckerberg shifts the conversation to a philosophical reflection about society's perception of the internet versus nature. He argues that the mixed reality concept isn't an abandonment of the physical for the digital. Rather, it's a harmonious blend of both realities intending to enhance human experiences. This view, though, raises some ethical, societal, and philosophical questions. Drawing a boundary between what's permissible in the metaverse versus the physical world could be more complex than it seems. The harm caused in real life might not apply in the metaverse and vice versa. There's a lot to think about when it comes to managing the gray areas that exist between the digital-ended and real-ended spectrums of our experiences. Zuckerberg emphasizes the challenge of ensuring good citizenship in the metaverse, given that it deviates from the norms of reality. People have fewer incentives to behave ethically and avoid toxic behavior in an anonymous digital world. The metaverse, breaking the bounds of physical limitations, will bring opportunities while posing questions on the boundaries of actions permissible in the physical versus metaverse. On the aspect of remote working, He argues that enabling people to work wherever yet providing the physical togetherness experience could open up numerous opportunities. People will get the leisure of their preferred living place while maintaining professional relationships, culture, and trust. Nevertheless, the poking ethical, societal, and philosophical questions manifest the challenging path ahead. Discussing Llama 2, Zuckerberg shares excitement on the response received post-open source release. But he's quick to note that Llama 2 is just a piece of infrastructure. The real value lies in further fine-tuning it to make consumer products. The forthcoming foundation models are in the pipeline, and similar debate on open sourcing these will occur only after rigorous safety checks. The new AI system, AI Personas, converses with these AI entities to learn about potential glitches, unrealistic directions, and boundaries of personalization. The initial AIS launch is expected to serve various use cases and pique everyone's creativity across the platform to explore different things. Zuckerberg shares excitement on the extensive work with AI personas in various apps. The avatars and their expressiveness, combined with engaging profiles on Instagram and Facebook, could revolutionize consumer engagement. The metaverse gives the feeling of real presence with others, although not physically in the same place. This displays an intertwining of the digital and physical world filled with innovations and capabilities. The physical world is profound and the human experience of conscious existence is real. Thus, the metaverse adds another layer to reality, augmenting the physical world with the richness and capability of the digital. The future of computing platforms encapsulates this merging, offering an experience that is profoundly human at its core. As Zuckerberg and Fridman converse within the virtual reality of the metaverse, the boundary of space dissipates, and they underscore the social and psychological benefits it brings. They note that the metaverse shortcuts the laws of physics, transporting users to shared digital spaces without the need of physically being in the same location. Zuckerberg emphasizes that these virtual interactions hold the potential to become as meaningful and profound as real-world engagements. Discussing the shift in the way we interact virtually, Zuckerberg recalls how early social media platforms were primarily text-based. Then, photo sharing and video content began to predominate. The development in the expressive capacity in the metaverse represents such a shift, offering an immersive and deeper feel of presence with those who matter to us. He posits that even though developing this immersive reality is challenging, requiring pioneering computing platforms and novel software stacks, he is committed to pursuing this future because that's what their company is there for. Fridman expresses his enthusiasm for the photorealism aspect of the metaverse, stating that the experience of such an interactive dialogue is thrilling and his excitement for what the future holds. He commends Zuckerberg and the Meta team for their groundbreaking work in constructing this digital reality. Within the relaxed and highly interactive conversation, there's a shared sense of amazement and enthusiasm about the future potential of the metaverse. Despite the surreal simulated beach environment and the jokingly shared secrets about not wearing pants, the virtual interaction aspect creates a genuine human connection. With the sentiment that this is one of the most incredible experiences, the key takeaway is the considerable potential of the metaverse to augment human presence and foster social connections in the digital age. Check out the full podcast by clicking the link in the description below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for listening to this podcast summary episode of The Pod Slice.